Alright, let's look at another awesome video by yours truly, the one and only, El Profe. And so let's look at this other type of question you might have in composite figures. Okay, it tells you that you have a square and a right triangle. Okay, and so the first thing, luckily it has a visual, as a drawing. So the first thing I like to do, okay, well, what is the equation for a square and a right triangle? So I look there. Square is a rectangle by rule, so I can either use side squared or base times height. And for the other one, it was a right triangle. Well, this is the equation, the standard equation, but I like to rewrite it to look at like this: base times height divided by 2. And so I look at this one here, and so that means I'm going to need this for a square. I'm going to need to know the area of base times height, and then the area of a right triangle, area is equal to base times height divided by 2. Now, in this scenario, in the past video, you saw we've been adding areas together. Like this plus this gave me the answer. This one was the final answer because I added these two together. Okay. Here we added this plus that. And then this one we added this one plus this one to give me the final answer. Well, in these problems, we're not going to do the same thing because the question is a little different. Now it's asking you to find the area of the unshaded region. So whenever you see this kind of problem, they don't want the total area. They only want a piece of it. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to subtract to find the answer. Okay? They want the unshaded part. In other words, they want this white part. There's no way to get this area without subtracting the area of the triangle minus the area of the square. That's why you have to find both areas, because it's impossible to find this area, the white part or the unshaded, without subtracting, without getting rid of this. And so what you have to do is base times height. Well, if it's a square, that means all sides are 5. So 5 by 5, 5 times 5 is just 25 square centimeters. That's the square. Now the triangle, the height is 9. Some students think the base is just 5. No, that's the base of the square. The base is from here to here, which means it's 5 plus the 8, so that's 13. So that's my base. So my base is 13 times the height divided by 2. Okay, and so now 13 times 9, I'll put it up here. 13 times 9, I think it's 117, because 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 1 plus 2 is 117, so it is 11, so 117. 117 divided by 2. Okay, so 117 divided by 2, I'll put it here. Okay, 117 divided by 2. 2 into 11 goes in 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. We'll bring 1 down. Bring the 7 down. That's 17. 2 into 17 goes in 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 is left. You add a 0 and you add a decimal. And so now 2 into 10 goes in 5 times. And so, and then this is just 10. And so now you have 58.5. And so that's the answer of the triangle. So the triangle, 58.5. Now obviously it cannot be the answer because this is the triangle, this is everything. Well, they don't want everything, they don't want the square part. And that's why you have to subtract. So line up your decimals. 58.5 minus the 25. And you get the answer, which is 33.5 square centimeters, which is going to go inside the readable. Okay, let's look at number 10 there. Okay, number 10 is composed of a right triangle and a rectangle. So a right triangle and a rectangle. Like the other problem, I look at my equations, and by now we should kind of be more familiar with this. A triangle, base times height divided by 2. A rectangle, base times height. And so then I look there, okay, right triangle is base times height divided by 2. The rectangle is just base times height. Again, look at the question. It's telling you what is the area of the unshaded region. Whenever you see this type of question, you're not going to add no more, you're going to subtract. Okay, and so we're going to subtract, but first we got to find the area of what they want you to find. Well, let's find the area of the rectangle. Well, if this is the base, if each section is 4, that means that this is 4. That means 4 plus 4 is my base, which is 8. My height is 4 because these are parallel lines. So that's 4. So then the area is just 8 times 4, which is 32 square feet for the rectangle. Now my triangle, I have 2 of them. Base times height. You see, base is 4, height is 4. So we're going to put here 4 times 4 divided by 2. Okay? Just remember, base times height, right there. Base times height. Base times height divided by 2. So base times height. 4 times 4, 16. Divided by 2 is 8. So that means that this one is 8 square feet. That means each of these shaded triangles is 8. Since I have 2 of them, that means this guy is 8 square feet. This guy is 8 square feet. Okay, that means I have 2 that I'm going to take away from this. Well, 8 plus 8 is 16. So then 32 feet minus 16 square feet gives me 32 minus 16 square feet gives you 16 square feet, which is the final answer. Okay, and now the other type of problem they give you is they give you the figures, but they want you to measure them. Okay, and so they want you to measure and they want you to use, it tells you there in centimeters. So that's what we're going to use, centimeters, to answer this problem. So let me see here, centimeters. And it says there to the nearest half. So then I'm going to measure, and this is más o menos. It's about 4, that's 4.5, 4.6. We're going to go with the nearest half. So 4.5 centimeters. Okay. If that's 4.5, then this is 4.5 because they're parallel to each other. And then we need to find this. And here, this is it's about 2. So we're going to put there 2 centimeters. Okay. Of course, this is also 2 centimeters. Okay, they're parallel. Now, is this one 4.5 also? Well, by rule, it's parallel to him. So he should be 4.5. And let's double check. And it is 4.5. See? 4.5. So this is also 4.5. Now you have a rectangle and a parallelogram. So a rectangle we know is base times height. But what's a parallelogram? Well, check. Rectangles base times height. Well, guess what? A parallelogram is base times height too. And look at the way the base and height are. They don't use these sides. These are not heights. It's line height. It's not the height. So base times height. And you can see the little square there means 90 degrees. So then we look at our picture. Okay. And we need to find the height. Of course, this is not the height. We need to make a line coming down here. A straight line. And that's a 90 degree. Now it looks like the picture. Now it looks like the other, this one here. Okay, now it looks like this. Oh, not this right here, see? I'm going to put them next to each other, let's see. Okay. And so right there, you see? Yeah. It's kind of hard. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Okay. As you can see, okay, you see? That's the parallelogram. That's the parallelogram. I'll trace it so you can see the parallelogram. Okay. That's the parallelogram. As you can see, they look the same. The height is the one coming down this way, not this guy. And so now I'm gonna measure in centimeters. And so let's see what this measures. And this measures roughly about 4 más o menos. So we'll put 4 centimeters. Okay. And so now we're just gonna find the area of both using base times height. So this one would be base times height, which is 4.5 times 2. Okay, 4.5 times 2. And this one would be 4.5 times 4. Okay, and so I get 4.5 times 2. And of course, that's going to give me 9.0 square centimeters. And then the other one's going to give you 4.5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. That gives you 18 square centimeters. And what you're going to do is you're going to add this one and this one together, because it wants which measurement is close to the area of the figure, and the whole thing is the figure. It doesn't want shaded or unshaded, it just wants the whole figure. And so 18 plus 9 gives me 27, and so 27 square centimeters. Okay, is my final answer. Okay, look at number 12 there. Again, what do you have? Well, you have a square and a trapezoid. Okay, so obviously, square, all sides are the same. They're all congruent. Okay, and so let's measure one of the sides, and we're going to measure it in centimeters. Okay, so let's see your centimeters. Más o menos, that's about, okay, más o menos about 2.5. It's about 2.6. We're going to go as near as half centimeters, so it's 2.5 centimeters. And obviously, if that's 2.5, well, this one is also 2.5, and this one is 2.5, and this one is 2.5. Okay. And now we need to measure, trapezoid has 2 bases, so to measure the other base, and it's about 4.5. So we'll put there 4.5. Okay. And now let's measure the height. Well, the height happens to be this one here, because that's 90 degrees here, so we can use that. And that measures about roughly 3 centimeters. And so let's find the area of the square. That's easy. Base times height. Base times height. So then 2.5 times 2.5. Okay, so 2.5 times 2.5. That's what 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Put a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Add it together. You get 625, and there's 2 numbers to the right of the decimal. So we're going to put here 1, 2. So 1, 2. Okay. And so we get, this is 6.25 square centimeters. That's the answer to the rectangle, or the square. It's a rectangle. I mean, the square is a rectangle. And so we get the answer for that one. We need to find this one. Okay. And the area for a trapezoid, to find it, is area equals base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses times the height divided by 2. Well, let's see if we can classify which ones are the bases. The bases are always across each other, and they're connected by the height at a 90-degree angle. If you look there, and if you look at this figure, base 1, base 2, height, it looks very similar to this figure. Base 1, base 2, height. See? See what's they're next to each other. Okay? It's going to be hard, but there it goes. Okay? So, base 1, base 2, height. Base 1, base 2, height. Okay? So that's why we have it there. And so now I'm going to say base 1 is equal to 2.5. Base 2 is equal to 4.5. And then the height is equal to 3. Okay? And so I'm going to put that in the equation. Okay? Into this equation, B1 plus B2. So I'm going to put there 2.5 plus 4.5 in parentheses. Height is 3, so height goes on the outside, divided by 2. Okay? And so now I went from this way, and I'm going to go and put it over here. Okay, so 2.5 plus 4.5 is 7. So 7 times 3 divided by 2. And so get 7 times 3 is 21. 21 divided by 2. Okay, well, so 21 divided by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. Bring that 1 down. 2 goes into 1 0 times. You bring a 0 down, and you add a decimal. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Okay, and that gives me 10. And so my answer to the trapezoid is 10.5 square centimeters. 10.5 square centimeters. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to add the area of the trapezoid, 10.5, plus the area of the square, 6.25. And you get your answer. You're going to get 10.5 plus 6.25. Right here, 10.5 plus 6.25. You're going to add it together, and you get 16.75. The closest one to this, of course, is that one there, right? And that would be the final answer. Okay, I hope this has helped you. Good luck, and always wish you the best.